Bitter criticism. Trying a different cell phone. I have no idea how much space I have in this very cell phone here. I hope it will uh, tell me. He will tell me when it's stop. But I will keep coming here to watch the time. Uh, so bitter criticism. One of the last shows on this channel, I'm going to do another channel, another TV, a whole new channel. It will call Leucurus TV. Leucurus TV, like the I forgot how to say the. I will search right now for the Leucurus, Elanus leucurus. I just said Elanus leucurus to Cgtn. Elanus leucurus, commonly known as the white-tailed kite. The white-tailed kite. It's funny because the last thing I see about this bird here is the kite. Is the tail. Is the tail. I guess the most important thing about this bird is the way it flies. But yeah, it's true. It flies like a kite. Like a kite, yeah. That's the most impressive thing about it. It flies like a kite. Flies like a kite. And is a bird of prey found in North and South America. It's known for its graceful flight. Yeah, it's known for its graceful flight. Graceful flight and distinctive appearance, with a white body, a black shoulder and patches, and a pale gray back. The bird is often seen hovering in mid-air while hunting for small mammals, especially rodents. White-tailed kites primarily inhabit open grasslands, savannas, and agricultural areas where they have a clear line of sight to the prey, and that's why you don't see this you don't see the white-tailed kite in the city, because they need to see the prey, you know. There's some other hawks in the city, common hawks, but they somehow they don't have this graceful flight, understand? So this bird is a very special bird. If you go further the sea, if you go away, if you go further, if you cross the lines to the countryside, like we are right here, we just have this road over there, and well, that doesn't bother the white-tailed kite. The bird is often seen hovering in mid-air while hunting for small mammals, especially rodents. While white-tailed kites primarily inhabit open grasslands, savannas, and agricultural areas where they have a clear line of sight to their prey. I guess the white-tailed kite we have here. He, I cannot imagine that bird is hunting rodents, because I guess there's no rodents here. Maybe there's lizards, you know. So I guess our white-tailed kite eats lizards, I guess, because there's some lizards here. They are often admired for their agile flight and are considered a symbol of balance in ecosystems due to their role in controlling rodents populations. Nice. So it's all about rodents. Yeah. Well, anyway, I'm going to read some Cgtn now. During the day, I read some Russia Today and Al Jazeera. I also read some a small short news from Cgtn too. I'm going to read this about space. Cgtn about space. Space. September 21, 2024. Chang'e 6 lunar samples from Moon's far side unveiled. The Chang'e 6 lunar samples at the Lunar Sample Laboratory at the National Astronomical Observatories of the Chinese Academy of Science. China's Chang'e 6 lunar mission successfully achieved the historic feat of collecting samples from the far side of the moon, bringing back 1,935.3 grams of valuable material. 1,935, that's like a kilo or 2 kilos. 1,000 grams, 1,000.93, 1,935 grams of valuable material. This marks the first time in human history that research samples have been obtained from the moon's far side. Who knows? Yeah, I don't understand that. I guess, but the moon has a far side we never see, I guess. I'm not sure about it, you know. I will try to. I guess I'm going to watch a video. Let's do it right now. Yeah, like in previous episodes. Do you remember? The sample were sealed in specially designed airtight storage containers for transport back to Earth. Now, nearly 3 months later, these precious extraterrestrial materials have been unsealed. A reporter from China Media Group (CMG) recently gained exclusive access to the Lunar Sample Laboratory at the National Astronomical Observatories of the Chinese Academy of Sciences. The Chang'e 5 lunar samples top and the Chang'e 6 samples. At the lab, the samples have been divided into 10 glass wars, each of which is about 150 grams. Compared with the Chang'e 5 lunar samples, the color of the Chang'e 6 samples appear to be slightly lighter to the different mineral composition. Chinese researchers have discovered key differences between lunar samples collected by the Chang'e 6 mission and those by the Chang'e 5, according to the first research paper on the Chang'e 6 samples published on Tuesday. The research team found that the Chang'e 6 soil samples have a lower density than previous samples, indicating a more porous and loosely structured composition. the plagio, plagioclase plagioclase content of the Chang E6 samples is significantly higher than that of the Chang E5 samples, while their olivine content is significantly lower. I understood nothing about it. The research paper was published in the National Science Review Journal. Yeah, so find out. Let's find out in this very Samsung, in this alternative Samsung cell phone. Uh, I hope I hope CIA doesn't destroy my flash camera because I need it to record at night. Uh, I'm going to ask ChatGPT instead. Uh, do we is there a far side of the moon that we never see? I'm not sure about this. I guess sometimes the moon rotates, but I'm absolutely ignorant about. I asked ChatGPT, is there a far side of the moon that we never see? And ChatGPT answered me, yes, there is a far side of the moon, often referred to as the dark side. Although it is not literally dark, the moon is tidally locked to Earth, meaning it rotates on its axis at the same rate that it orbits the Earth. As a result, the same side of the moon always faces us, and the far side remains out of view from Earth. However, the far side does receive sunlight. It's just that we cannot see it from our planet. The first images of the moon's far side were captured by the Soviet Luna 3 mission in 1959, revealing a terrain quite different from the near side, with fewer lunar maria, the dark flat plains, and more craters. Definitely we can see images. There's images, definitely. Let's check it out. The dark side of the moon. I'm not searching for the Pink Floyd album. Dark side of the moon. And there's absolutely only Pink Floyd covers, but we have a photograph, and it's just like the ChatGPT said. It's full of craters, and there's no plains, just craters. Maybe what the Chinese are just found here. Maybe what the Chinese just found there is. I'm going to check the. I took off the 13 minutes. Well done. Such a nice achievement, Samsung A20s. So this is what we have. A lot of craters there. But yeah, so the Chinese maybe they found more. Maybe they found more. Maybe they found more asteroid material, more asteroids, isn't it? So it's kind of interesting because there's more chemicals, I guess, more chemicals from all over the space. I'm going to read a news from politics from Cgtn, and then I'm going back to science. Politics, September 21, 2024. Xi Jinping stresses cultivating more high caliber officials for Xinjiang. September 21, 2024. The International Grand Bazaar in the Jiangshan district of Urumqi City, northwest China's Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region. Xi Jinping, General Secretary of the Communist Party of China (CPC) Central Committee, has stressed cultivating more loyal, upright, responsible, and high-caliber officials for Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region. Xi, also Chinese President and Chairman of the Central Military Commission, made the remarks in an instruction upon the 70th anniversary of a training program for ethnic officials in Xinjiang under the party school of the CPC Central Committee. She pointed out that the training program has played as an important role in strengthening the ranks of officials, boosting economic and social development, promoting social stability and long-term security in Xinjiang over the past 70 years, emphasizing the need to fully and faithfully implement the party's policy for the governance of Xinjiang. She urged efforts to foster a strong sense of community for the Chinese nation throughout the process of the training program. It is important to strengthen research on the basic theories and key issues of ethnic affairs and improve the quality and effectiveness of the training program, she said. Xi's instruction was read out by Chen Qi, president of the party school of the CPC Central Committee and National Academy of Governance, at a symposium held on Saturday to mark the 70th anniversary of the training program. Sources: Xinhua News Agency. Yeah, so about the Chinese bureaucracy, I guess I'll never made it. Unfortunately, but who knows. For me, China is a mystery. I guess it's nice, definitely. I guess all the Chinese improvement is due to communism. Definitely, it's due to socialism, you name it. Karl Marx, definitely. Chinese progress is thanks to Karl Marx. And well, there's debates about if is there is if it is really there, if really if there are really a Chinese socialism. If there is really whatever Soviet socialism, or if there, this is all about epistemology. I guess it's an epistemic debate. Is there socialism with Chinese characteristics? I guess not. I guess not. It's just socialism. You should not be so platonic, isn't it? Platonic, criticizing whatever socialist country, because socialist countries have tons of problems. Like Sri Lanka, I was reading Sri Lanka reality. It's terrible. Sri Lanka has no future, just like Argentina, I guess. They are they owe money to the IMF. So that's the end of any country owing money to the IMF. Science, September 22, 2024. China space medicine progress to contribute to future space exploration. China space station has achieved initial results in the field of space medicine, which will contribute to future manned lunar landings and other deep space exploration missions. According to the Second Frontier Forum of Space Medicine that opened on Saturday in Hangzhou City, East China's Zhejiang province. During the 2-day forum, experts and scholars with exchange cutting-edge theories have shared development trends in space medicine and discussed major topics such as extraterrestrial survival insurance for astronauts on deep space missions. What? Astronauts are too needy nowadays, you know. Back in the Soviet era, this Yuri Gagarin and Valentina something, they were absolutely poor. Has nothing on earth, you know. That's it, they were slaves. Quote, the technical support of space medicine is an indispensable part of the application and development stage of China's space station and of the implementation of a manned lunar landing mission, both of which have ushered in new opportunities for the development of space medicine. Yang Liwei, deputy chief designer of China's manned space program and the country's first taikonaut, said at the opening ceremony. Space medicine plays an important role in promoting public health. It provides theoretical support and a technical platform for research on cardiovascular and musculoskeletal systems, human aging, and drug protection and screening. Quote, we will continue to improve our in-orbit protection capabilities and build technical reserves for manned deep space exploration missions, said Li Jingui, a researcher at the China Astronaut Research and Training Center. Source: Xinhua News Agency. So yeah, we are having a blast reading Cgtn, the best newspaper in history. Not joke. Technology. 4 minutes reading. September 22 from today. But you know, today is it's yesterday for Chinese people. They are ahead of us, I guess. September 22, 2024. Microsoft to utilize 3 Mile Island nuclear plant for AI energy needs. You know, I was watching some videos on YouTube about the Chinese public debt because China was growing fast. They had an accelerate growing rate until I don't know, until 3 years ago. It was like 5%. It was like 10% of 10% of GDP, not GPT, of GDP, gross domestic product. And they were doing this thanks to civil construction, to building public construction, understand? I don't remember the exact name. Infrastructure, understand? China was doing a lot of infrastructure. So China start having huge debts too, you know. People say that all around China there's a lot of there's just too much infrastructure. The infrastructure in China is great, but is out of I forgot the word. Is out of, there's no need for that, you know. Is an exaggeration. People say that, or at least that video said. And well, China has a huge public debt too. But what I thought is that, and well, the video says that China has a great capacity to build things, isn't it? To build infrastructure around the world. And the same video says that there's a lack of infrastructure in the U.S. You know, the U.S. infrastructure, or maybe United Kingdom infrastructure too. You know, in the West in general, there's a lack of development. You know, so unfortunately, we are living in a imperialist world, in an imperialist planet, in which if a country like China, they have the know-how, they have the capability to build, to improve infrastructure, and we have the United States of America that they need infrastructure. The obvious thing is to for the world is that China should build things, should build infrastructure in the U.S. That's the obvious move, but this is not happening because of imperialism. So sad. So that was just a brief comment. September 22, 2024. Technology: Microsoft to utilize 3 Mile Island nuclear plant for AI energy needs. Pedestrian walk past a Microsoft Experience Center following a global IT outage. New York City, US, July 19, 2024. Microsoft and Constellation Energy announced a groundbreaking deal on Friday to reopen the partially melted down 3 Mile Island nuclear plant, with the tech giant committing to purchase all the power for 20 years after the restart. The deal marks the first time a decommissioned U.S. nuclear plant has been brought back into service, and the first time a commercial nuclear power plant's entire output has been allocated to a single customer. The agreement aims to meet the growing energy demands of Microsoft's artificial intelligence (AI) operations, with restarting the infamous Pennsylvania facility, the site of the worst nuclear accident in U.S. history. Constellation Energy, the plant's owner, plans to restart 3 Mile Island units 1 by 2028 at an estimated cost of $1.6 billion. Unit 1 sits adjacent to the reactor that suffered a partial meltdown in 1979, an event that caused national panic and severely impacted the nuclear industry. Quote, "The nuclear power plant never should have been allowed to shut down," said Joseph Dominguez, chief executive of Constellation, in a press release. He added that the plant should produce as much clean energy as all the renewables built in Pennsylvania over the last 30 years. The restarted facility will provide Microsoft with 835 megawatts of electricity, enough to power approximately 800,000 homes. According to the U.S. Nuclear Regulatory Commission, on March 28, 1979, the Unit 2 reactor core at the 3 Mile Island plant partially melted down when equipment malfunctions, compounded by human operator errors, caused a water pump failure, leading to a loss of coolant to the reactor. The partial meltdown resulted in the release of radioactive gases and iodine into the environment. Although no deaths or injuries were directly linked to the incident, Unit 2 remains sealed with its highly radioactive core encased in concrete. The revival of the 3 Mile Island is part of a broader trend of tech companies seeking reliable, zero-emissions power sources to support their expanding data centers and AI technologies. However, Microsoft's plan faces significant regulatory hurdles and public skepticism. Constellation must clear extensive safety inspections from the U.S. Nuclear Regulatory Commission, which has never before authorized the reopening of a nuclear plant. The company expects the review process to be completed by 2027. The deal has also raised questions about the use of federal subsidies, as the project relies heavily on tax breaks for nuclear power included in the 2022 Inflation Reduction Act. Critics argue that using public funds to benefit a single private company may be inappropriate. Social media reactions to the news have been mixed. One commenter on the Washington Post website sarcastically suggested, quote, "Okay, as long as the waste is sent to Microsoft headquarters in Redmond, Washington." End of quote. Another user on The Verge expressed concerns about broader implications. Quote, "The potential power demand is looking to be so large, it will delay the transition to carbon-free energy here in the US, and not by a single bit. Seems like a law saying all electricity for AI and crypto forms in the US has to be carbon-free is in order." End of quote. Some community leaders welcome the potential economic revival, with a study founded by the Pennsylvania Building and Construction Trades Council projecting the creation of 3,400 jobs and $3 billion in state and federal taxes. Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro expressed support, saying that the plan will safely utilize existing infrastructures to sustain and expand nuclear power in the Commonwealth while creating thousands of energy jobs, according to a Constellation press release. However, nuclear safety advocates have voiced concerns. Henry Sokolsky, a former deputy for non-proliferation policy at the Pentagon, criticized the use of public subsidies, telling the Washington Post, quote, "Microsoft says it will buy all of the nuclear electricity for 3 Mile Island, but it won't rate and taxpayers to pick up the tab to refurbish the plant." Source Xinhua News Agency. And there's more news about Israel, but I'm curious about this cell phone. It's the first try. Tommy! Oye, Tommy! 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 I think it's funny because Tommy